World's up, Ironbreakers. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing good. I've already fumbled something up in my layout to get us started, as per usual. But I didn't want it to start late. I did not want to start late, so I was like, no, just gotta go right now, dude. As a matter of fact, we might have to finish reasonably fast because, you know, good old Jeff might come after us with a wrap it up sign. Be like, hey bro, yo, wrap it up. It's time to wrap it up. We are already late. No, I'm not late. I literally just got here. It's 3 p.m. It was the time that I've put for the thing. Anyway, how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing good. Hopefully you're all you're all doing better than I am because I've been sick. Let me just lower the volume here just a smidge. Doing some production. But as I was saying, I've been pretty sick. As a matter of fact, I got sick the day before the Game Awards. And I cannot tell you guys how hard it was to just stay there throughout the entirety of the Game Awards, okay? Trust me, I suffered, okay? My stomach was murdering me. It was going like, yeah, blah, 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 yeah. So bad. Yeah, I've been pretty sick, but today I actually finally felt well enough to get back to working out because I haven't, I skipped 2 days of my Eric's workout. Eric's would be disappointed, but in my defense, I've been sick, Eric's. I'm sorry I failed you, senpai. I'm doing my best. No, but seriously, I've been pretty bad, and it was nice to finally feel well enough to be able to do a workout. That's another thing I would like to apologize. I hope you guys enjoyed the latest Third Fleet podcast, but it was very much impromptu. It was like super fast. It was kind of like the day after the Game Awards when I woke up feeling like garbage. I messaged Gaijin and I go like, hey Gaijin, we got to set up a recording. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. 10 minutes. I was like, what? Bro? I was like, all right. So I didn't have notes. I didn't have anything. Okay. I did not have enough preparation time, but that was the time that we had. So, you know, hopefully you guys still enjoyed it. Because obviously we want to talk about Monster Hunter Wilds. I did do my own analysis of the thing, which goes a little bit more in depth, which was actually recorded after the podcast. So if you notice in that analysis, I actually talk about a couple of more things that I noticed, like for instance, the spiky boys potentially being like, you know, lightning rods that protect the rest of the herd of the boys and whatnot. All of that stuff, right? But today, we're here to talk about the Game Awards. And I figured we'd start by going very quickly over the winners of the Game Awards. I'll tell you guys the ones I agreed with, the ones I disagreed with. You guys might be like, why are you on the IGN website? Because every time I go to the official Game Awards website, I appear to navigate the site too fast and it kicks me out. Like, no joke. I'm navigating through the site super fast and go like, okay, I want to position myself here so that then I go fast enough. And I'll do like 4 or 5 clicks on the website and the website goes, nah, you're moving too fast. You're moving too fast, and it kicks me out. Like IP bans me for 5 minutes or something. It's really, really weird. But yeah, so I just went to the IGN website. We have all the winners here. Best multiplayer game was Baldur's Gate 3. To be honest, I still haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 in multiplayer. I hear it's real good. I know that Gaijin's going to be playing that with Yuna. So, you know, I'm sure that's going to be fine. But I think that my vote was more for Party Animals from what I've seen. Because Party Animals just seems like such a fun multiplayer game. But I'm totally happy with Baldur's Gate 3 taking it. Best Sim Strategy game, Pikmin 4 takes it. I did not play Pikmin 4. My vote was for Fire Emblem Engage. But I'm sure Pikmin 4 is pretty fun. Best sports racing game, I don't really care. Forza Motorsport seems like it's pretty solid. It also won another award a little bit further ahead. Best family game goes for Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I think that's fine. It's got multiplayer. It's a fun game to play. Best fighting game, Street Fighter 6. That's pretty much what I expected. Best RPG, Baldur's Gate 3. 100%. Best action adventure game of the ones available here. Yep. Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. It's not even, I feel like it's not even a contest. So yeah, there you go. Best action game, Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. I'm pretty happy with that. I would have been happy with either Armored Core 6 or Remnant 2. To be honest, these would be my 2 picks. Although I do want to point out, I feel like Final Fantasy 16 got robbed this Game Awards. And let me tell you something else. Because of the DLC that was announced at the Game Awards, I actually jumped back into Final Fantasy 16 yesterday. I can't play the DLC. I'll talk more about that in a bit. But the little bit that I played of 16 yesterday just really reinforced, bro, 16 got mugged. It got mugged at the Game Awards. It was disgusting, dude. It deserved the nomination for Best Action Game easily. Easily. But, you know, it is what it is. Innovation, accessibility. I mean, Forza Motorsport, I think that's fine. I haven't played Forza Motorsport, but again, I hear good things. Diablo 4, I don't think deserves it. I think Diablo 4 just did like a colorblind mode or something. Whatever. Best VR AR game, Resident Evil Village. Yep. Big booby dommy mommy. Yeah, sure. Give me that all day. All day, every day. Was like, I don't even understand how Call of the Mountain wins a nomination. Like, you guys have seen me play Call of the Mountain in my VR showcase live stream. And it's like, I think the game is fine if you enjoy that type of stuff, but to receive an award for best VR AR game just shows you that there's not that many games to nominate, because 70% of what I played in that game was just me doing this, climbing. It's too much. I think you guys did too much climbing, not enough actual gameplay. Best community support, Baldur's Gate 3 takes it. Wait, why did they put 16 in here? I think this is wrong. I think this was probably 14. Wasn't the nomination for best community support Final Fantasy 14? They messed it up. They just assume XIV, XVI. What's the difference? It's 16. Just type 16. It's like, what do you mean? Yeah, also, I don't think that Cyberpunk deserved to be nominated. Personally, Cyberpunk got a major patch. Like, that's it. I don't understand how that's big community support or whatever. But yeah, this is a strange award. Like, me and Cowboy talked about this. We feel like there should just be an MMORPG award, and that would make things easier. But, you know, it is what it is. Best mobile game, I wish they all lost, but apparently Honkai Star Rail won. Best debut indie game, Cocoon. I've heard very good things about Cocoon, so it doesn't surprise me. I believe that Cowboy was rooting for Dredge. One of these days, I still got to try out Dredge. Best indie game, Sea of Stars. Dave the Diver should not be in this category. And by the way, Baldur's Gate 3 is also an indie game. Anybody that thinks that Baldur's Gate 3 is not an indie game, like, I don't know what to tell you. Another thing, Cyberpunk 2077. Well, Cyberpunk 2077, I don't know if it can classify as an indie game, because I believe that the publishing in Europe is made by Bandai Namco. At least for Witcher 3. And yeah, and for Cyberpunk 2077 as well, because Bandai Namco reached out to me to send me a copy back when Cyberpunk 2077 was coming out. So even Cyberpunk 2077 it maybe shouldn't be considered indie, even though they self-publish in a lot of locations. They don't do it all the way. But Baldur's Gate 3 definitely does, so, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I saw your message, White Walker. I knew that they were going to be announcing one at some point. I'll see if I'm still getting that, because, like, listen, here's the problem with the physical edition of Sea of Stars, right? I also purchased a physical edition of Chained Echoes almost a year ago. You know where my physical version of Chained Echoes is? Not here. Supposedly finishing up production. So I'm not about to put another, like, 60 euros down to wait for another year for a physical edition that might not even ever come out. So, like, I'm sorry. I love to support these games with physical editions. I love to buy them. But, like, the Chained Echoes situation with First Press really burned me. I'm not dealing with that shit, dude. So I might just pick it up on Steam or something. It fucking sucks, but it is what it is. Now, best ongoing game. This is another one, like, I completely disagree. Again, it got a patch. It's not an ongoing game, but whatever. Final Fantasy XIV would probably be the one that would win for me. It is what it is. Games for Impact. I haven't played any of these games. I heard good things from Chia. Doesn't surprise me. Best performance. Man, I was rooting so hard for our guy Ben Starr, dude. I was rooting so hard for our boy, dude. I was really hoping Ben Starr would take it, but Neil Newbon was a very close second for me, so it doesn't surprise me that he won, and it doesn't make me mad that he won, okay? It doesn't make me mad that he won. To me, this is perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, I think that Neil Newbon did a fantastic job because I hated Asterion's guts with every fiber of my being. And when you can get me to feel so strongly about a character, it means that you've done a phenomenal job at voicing that character. So there you go. Expansion isn't ongoing. No, it's not. At least in my opinion, it's not. I think that ongoing is something like a live service game. That's to me, best ongoing game goes to live service games. I would not consider Cyberpunk 2077 to be an ongoing game. Personally, that's just the way that I feel. Fortnite could potentially have won it. Yep. Did it even get nominated? Yeah, it did. But I would still prefer 14 to take it. I just want to see 14 take something, man. But, you know, it is what it is. Best audio design, Hi-Fi Rush. I think that's perfectly fine. Again, this is a category where 100% Armored Core 6 was robbed. Robbed. I question if people even played Armored Core 6 and they don't give it a Best Audio Design award. Do you have your ears on when you're playing video games? Like, are we paying attention to what is happening? Like, Armored Core 6, 1,000,000% deserve to be nominated for this award. I don't mind Hi-Fi Rush winning. Don't get me wrong. I think Hi-Fi Rush also deserves to win. That's perfectly fine. But 100% Armored Core deserved the nomination for this award. Easily. Yeah. Hi-Fi Rush is worthy, though. 100%, yeah. Best score / music, Final Fantasy 16. Soken, easy W. Second place for me would have gone to Baldur's Gate 3. I know that Hi-Fi Rush is in here. Hi-Fi Rush is also very good, but to me, Final Fantasy 16 was excellent, and Baldur's Gate 3 was amazing as well. So these would have been my two picks. And even though I loved Hi-Fi Rush, I think I even liked Zelda's soundtrack more. I know that a lot of people think that, oh, Legend of Zelda, the soundtrack wasn't that big a deal. It's because a lot of the tracks in Legend of Zelda are actually backloaded. They're much towards the end of the game. And so a lot of people don't even properly experience the whole musical section of Legend of Zelda. It is actually fantastic. Best art direction, Alan Wake 2 takes the cake. We have Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Lies of P, Hi-Fi Rush. Now, in this category, I would have actually liked to see Lies of P win. I think that the art direction of Lies of P was actually absolutely phenomenal. You guys might be like, oh, but Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda is gorgeous, but it probably already won, and if it didn't win, it should have won the best art direction with Breath of the Wild, okay? Tears of the Kingdom does not bring that much more into the art direction, just improves on it, but the art direction, the real innovation of the art direction was with Breath of the Wild. Whereas Lies of P is a brand new game, and it's actually taken a very bold approach, and I really liked what they've done with that game in terms of art direction. Best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development within a game, Alan Wake 2 takes it. See, this one is very surprising for me. Like, listen, Alan Wake 2 better have the best narrative ever made. Like, I did not play the game, but Alan Wake 2 better have, like, the best narrative ever if it's going to beat out Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, and Cyberpunk, which I've heard amazing things for Cyberpunk. I haven't really played it, but, like, dude, I don't know if Alan Wake 2 deserves that, but, you know, I'll accept it because I didn't play the game. It is what it is. But I'm just saying, if you're going to win it over 16, Cyberpunk, and Baldur's Gate 3, it better be one hell of a banger. It better be one hell of a banger, dude, is all I'm saying. This is the only one that it deserved? Okay. Recency bias. I think there is a lot of recency bias in these game awards. With Alan Wake sweeping as much as it did, I think there's definitely a lot of recency bias, but I don't want to be overly negative because I think it would be unfair to Alan Wake 2 since I haven't really played the game. And by the way, there's a lot of people that want me to play Alan Wake 2. I want you to understand, Alan Wake 2 is just not my kind of game, okay? It's not going to become my kind of game just because I play it. I highly doubt I would enjoy it from what I've seen, the gameplay footage that I've seen, the descriptions that I've seen. I was even talking about it with Miss Atomic Eagles this morning, and I was like, bro, that's just not my kind of game. It is what it is. Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Alan Wake 2. See, this is the part where I'm like, okay, bro, listen, I'm not so sure about that one. Okay. I'm gonna have like, look, from what I've seen so far of Alan Wake 2, I'm gonna have to disagree on this one, okay? Baldur's Gate 3 should take this one easily. Easily, dude. It should have taken this one easily. I don't think it's even a contest, but, you know, it is what it is. Feel free to disagree with me, whatever. And then finally, for Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate 3 takes it, absolutely deserves it. From this list, I would absolutely agree that Baldur's Gate 3 deserves to win Game of the Year. Fantastic. My personal Game of the Year, Remnant 2. I think Remnant 2 has been brutally underrated, brutally overlooked this year because this year just had a whole bunch of bangers. But in my heart, Remnant 2 takes Game of the Year. That's just the way that I feel about it. But anyway, continuing onward. So now we're going to be talking about a little bit of the drama that came after the Game Awards. Okay? So, I saw this hot take, and it was not just this guy, right? In my timeline, I saw like at least 10 different accounts talking about how Spider-Man 2 should have won the game over Baldur's Gate 3 and how Spider-Man 2 is better than Baldur's Gate 3. And it's like, look, I played Spider-Man 2, right? Spider-Man 2 is not better than Baldur's Gate 3 unless you're the type of person that doesn't like Baldur's Gate 3. Which is understandable. Baldur's Gate 3 is not going to be the game that is for everyone. Okay? It's one of those games that if you don't like this type of game, you're not going to like it. But you cannot deny that Baldur's Gate 3 is absolutely amazing. Okay? So this dude says, hot take, turn-based combat ruins games and should always be an optional combat method. My man hates turn-based combat. He's one of those people. How many of you actually find this fun? Me. I find this fun. The gameplay that is being shown here. Although he kind of like, this is like one of the starting encounters, right? I think this is like the encounter before you go to the Grove or something. So this is like the very beginning of the game where you barely have any abilities, your characters are barely leveled up. This is the very beginning of the game. So this is not even a straw man argument. This is just a straw. It's just a straw, okay? So my hot take to reply to this dude's hot take is like, look, I convinced bosses to kill themselves. I yeeted goblins off of cliffs. I blew up goblin leaders with the glorious art of barrelmancy. I killed a major boss by forcing him to dance on top of grenades. I love that, by the way. I still think about that. It was so gorgeous. Like, dude was tossing grenades everywhere, and I was like, how about you dance on top of those grenades? It'll be fun. Blew himself up. Great. And I had hot sex with a hot demon lady. As a matter of fact, that sex got really hot and spicy the second time around. Most fun I had in years. Highly recommend Baldur's Gate 3. Like, listen, bro, forget about these straw man arguments, okay? You can say whatever you want. You can bring whatever game you want. There was no game this year that gives you as much freedom as Baldur's Gate 3. Not a single one. As a matter of fact, there's no game this decade, probably ever, that gives you as much freedom and choice as Baldur's Gate 3, which allows you to really tailor your experience to the nth degree. Like, this is just one of the best RPGs ever made, okay? So, just forget about it. Just forget about this argument about, oh, Spider-Man 2 should have won it. It's like, it's ridiculous. People are completely insane. Completely insane. Anyway, then we had this situation. I was actually thinking of bringing up the clip, but I already brought up like a zillion different things that I want to talk about, and I was like, oh, whatever. But apparently people are upset. People are mad. Bro, people are mad at Chris Judge. They're so mad. Oh my God, they're so mad. So for those of you that didn't watch the Game Awards, here's what Christopher Judge said. He said, hey, remember my speech last year? It was longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign. It's just like an 8-minute speech. Like, bro, he just like roasted. He just roasted Call of Duty. Okay? He roasted Call of Duty. My speech was actually longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign. God of War voice actor Christopher Judge said at the Game Awards, referencing his 8-minute speech at last year's event. Call of Duty devs are a little peeved that Christopher Judge's dig during the Game Awards. I've seen some of these replies. Like, some of the devs started bringing up engagement metrics of Call of Duty versus God of War. That just tells you where their mindset is, okay? Somebody criticizes their precious little game and they go like, but my engagement is like, listen, bro. Listen. Gamers, we don't give a fuck about engagement. We care about how fun something was. You don't see anybody playing God of War and then complaining, man, this game fucking sucked. Nobody does that. But they definitely did that for Call of Duty, didn't they? They played that shitty ass campaign of yours. It was like, I've heard that campaign was like 4 hours, or was it 8 hours? I don't know. It was like giga short. And apparently, no, actually, I think it was 4 hours. And I think it was in the Angry Joe show where I first heard about it. And they said it was like 4 hours, 2 hours of which were filler. How do you make a 4-hour campaign with 2 hours of filler, bro? How do you make a 4-hour campaign with 2 hours of filler? Like, that is impressive. So tell me more about your engagement metrics. Yeah, you've got engagement metrics on your shitty ass multiplayer that you've somehow conditioned players to play that shit nonstop for decades. I mean, I don't know. I can't relate. People are saying like, oh, my engagement metrics, I can't relate to the engagement metrics of God of War. I can't relate to Call of Duty at all. At all, dude. You guys deserved every single bit of that dig. And let me tell you something else. Because people are like, oh, we're supposed to be celebrating developers. Yes, we are. Christopher Judge did not take aim at developers. He took aim at a product. He took aim at Call of Duty. Now, behind the team producing Call of Duty, you have the decision makers, the big shots. You have marketing departments, which are probably also full of scumbags. You have, PR teams. You have all of these different teams. There's not just developers on there. But these developers were so thin-skinned that they were just like, oh, he's talking about me. He's insulting my work. And it's like, he's insulting your product because you've put out a subpar product. He's not even insulting the multiplayer of Call of Duty. I'm here for that. He's just insulting your campaign, which, like I said, was like 4 hours long. And according to Angry Joe, it had about 2 hours of filler. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. If you're going to get upset, maybe you're projecting just a little bit. I don't know. That's just where I think about it, That is just what I think about it. And by the way, here's the thing. I actually disagree with you on this one. That's fine. Like, here's the thing. Here's what I said. If you can take your players' money and deliver a subpar experience, you better be able to take a joke. Like, listen, take a joke. Just take a joke. People make fun of my content all the time. It is that simple. You make a mistake, you take a joke. If you're going to tell me that making a 4-hour campaign with 2 hours of filler is not a mistake, then I don't know what to tell you. But if you make mistakes, you better be ready to take a joke because you're still charging for this product. At least my videos are free. Man can't joke about how he took so much long at the last awards from then the person after him. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. But that's a different topic, Gaijin. You're not really disagreeing with me. That's just a different topic. See, he's making fun of the Call of Duty. He's making fun of the Call of Duty product. But the problem was Christopher Judge's long speech last year actually did have a very negative impact in the Game Awards. And at the time that I was watching the Game Awards, I wasn't aware that there was this thing, but I'm going to show you guys now. I wasn't aware of this. Okay? See, I was joking about how Jeff Keighley was backstage just going like, you know, he had a big red button that he would press in the middle of people's speeches and it would start cueing the music and doing all of that stuff. I was joking about that. I wasn't aware that there was actually a friggin' prompt ahead of people just like telling them to wrap it up. I thought that they were way too aggressive with that stuff. 100%. Like I made fun of the situation, but you know, at the end of the day, like I said, listen, I was watching the show and like it actually started around 1 in the morning. It lasted from 1 in the morning until 4. Okay. It was super late and I was sick. So I wasn't all there. So I was just like, it's funny. Look at them playing the music. Whatever. But at the end of the day, no, it's 100%. It's 100% wrong, especially as Javiera Cordero mentions. Eiji Aonuma, which for those of you that aren't aware, the director of Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, not just Tears of the Kingdom, but also Breath of the Wild, and I think probably also some of the previous Zelda games, which are absolutely phenomenal. And it is beyond disrespectful to have, you know, just like this dude basically giving his acceptance speech and having, please wrap it up. I mean, it's not just because it's him. It just feels even more impactful because of how legendary this developer is. But it doesn't make it any better when they rush Neil Newbon off stage when he's trying to give like a eulogy to somebody that died not of natural causes during the development of Baldur's Gate 3. See, this was actually really fucked up. This was really fucked up. And that's one of the things that Gaijin is bringing up, right? Because of what Christopher Judge did last Game Awards, now everybody has to deal with this. That part, I don't think is cool. This part actually sucks because this should be a developer celebration and not something that is just about the celebrities. They did bring a bunch of celebrities on stage and all of that stuff. And I agree. I definitely think that you don't need those celebrities on stage. Like, you don't need Matthew McConaughey to present Exodus. You do it because it makes sense. And I'm not against Matthew McConaughey being there because at least Matthew McConaughey had like an active voice role in Exodus. So it makes sense. But like some of the other stuff, like the guy who did Willy Wonka or whatever, why was he there? Was he even a part of anything? It's just like, oh yeah, we got the guy who did Willy Wonka and the Dune movie, and he's going to give away the most important award of all. But you see, there's a double-edged sword when it comes to this stuff. There's a double-edged sword when it comes to this, and the double-edged sword is that you can have just developers show up and do the awards. You can totally do that, but not every developer has a stage presence. And that, I know that that's a harsh reality that people need to come to grips with, but not everybody has a stage presence. Like, look, I've seen plenty of times developers giving like interviews and whatnot, and the interview is not very interesting because the developer, even though he is knowledgeable about the game he's working on, he can give people a lot of insight, he just doesn't have good conversational skills. However, having said that, there's also a ton of developers that do have stage presence. So, you know, it's just one of those things that you gotta kind of like pick and choose, and it is what it is. At the end of the day, this is still a show, but I do think that you have enough developers in the industry where every single award can be presented by a developer, by somebody that actually works in the industry, and you don't need Hollywood celebrities. You know, that's just the way that it goes. Regarding the director of Zelda, there needs to be a translation. More time is needed. Oh, 100%. I don't think that you should rush these awards. I don't think you should. And the whole thing about having like 5 awards shot off in one go, I don't think that's particularly good either. It kind of sucks. But at the same time, I think that maybe just do less awards. You know? Just do less award. It's strange because at the end of the day, you also need to have those announcements there, because here's the thing. Everybody is complaining about this, and I agree, it's very disrespectful. But at the same time, if you let everybody have the same airtime that Christopher Judge had last year, you run into a problem, which is retention. People are not going to sit through and watch the whole show if the show lasts like 4 hours because of the fact that it's just developers going up there and giving like 10-minute speeches. That's the problem. You know? Did you see the time breakdown of awards reveals versus celeb rambling? Yes. The awards was like 18% of the show or something like that. Like, look, I've already said, when it comes to the award stuff, I am not even that invested in the award stuff. I watch this more for the announcements. Like, look, it's just the truth. This is a celebration of games. I will watch it regardless, but I'm not super invested in the awards part. And the reasoning is, the reason I'm not super invested in the awards part is because it's mostly a mainstream media popularity contest. It's just that simple, and I just don't respect a lot of it. I don't. Like, I'm sorry. It's the truth. Like, there's a lot of awards, like I said, I don't agree with them. I don't let it affect me, but at the same time, it just reduces my investment when it comes to the awards. And I think that's the reason why you have the situation where it just like rattles off 5 awards in one go and boom, done. See, BJ says, respectfully, I watch for the announcements. I could not care less about who wins Game of the Year. There you go. There you go. That's the thing. That's a crappy thing. It shouldn't matter about audience retention. It should be a celebration of the developers for the developers. It's become so over-commercialized. It's always been over-commercialized. That's always been the case for the Game Awards. It's not one thing that it has become. Like, this thing has been running for over 10 years. It's always been over-commercialized. Always. It's never changed. It's just one of those situations where, unfortunately, because look, gamers, they want announcements. They want the next big thing. You just put on a show just for awards, and it will have not nearly as much viewership as this one currently does. Now, I'm not saying that that's proper or what the solution is or what. Like, for instance, I don't watch the Oscars. I don't watch the Oscars. How many people watch the Oscars? This is a really strange situation, right? Like, for instance, think of it like this. Think of it like this. Twitch.tv. What is Twitch.tv? What was Twitch.tv designed to be? Twitch.tv was designed to be about streaming video games. To the point where initially, when you were streaming on Twitch, you needed to be on a gaming category, and there needed to be gameplay on your screen. Okay? You needed to have gameplay on the screen. If you did not have gameplay on the screen, you could be kicked from the partner program and all of that stuff. Twitch.tv was designed for people to stream gameplay. What is Twitch.tv today? Think about that. It is mostly just chatting. The biggest categories rarely involve gaming. It is mostly just chatting. I mean, nowadays it's also just like naked ladies in front of a camera with like the camera cropping right before it hits the nipple zone, and they just like shaking the goods all over. That's what Twitch is now. That's what I see out of there all the time. But it's like, you know, that's kind of like what Twitch has evolved into. And guess what? It is more successful now than it was back then with gameplay. So it's a situation where these shows follow where the audience is. And quite simply, the naked truth that very few people are going to be willing to admit is that very few people actually want to watch the show for the awards. It sucks. It fucking sucks that's the case. It really does. Trust me, as someone that makes content, I often want to do things that I can't do because I know nobody wants to watch this. I would love to do this. Nobody cares. And it sucks. It really does. But at the end of the day, if you want to have a successful show, you need the announcements. You need it. Now, potentially, Jeff Keighley can do some adjusting a little bit. Okay, let's maybe tone down the celebrity appearances. Let's maybe not give 15 minutes every single time to Kojima. Okay? Maybe we don't need to glaze Kojima every single Game Awards. Like, I'm not... Hasn't Kojima showed up for every single game? It's like the Kojima segment of the Game Awards. He's always there. There's always something, you know? So it's like, maybe let's not give Kojima 15 minutes every single time. I get it. He's your best friend in the world, Jeff. I get it, dude. I want to meet Yoshi P as well, you know? I want to interview Miyazaki again as well. I want to interview Ryozu. You know, I get it, dude. I fucking get it. But at the end of the day, you're putting on a show, okay? And Kojima had like almost nothing to announce. Let's be real. So, to me, it's just like, look, you got to balance it. The announcements have to be there. Whether people like them or not, the announcements need to be there. It's just that simple. You just got to balance it out. You got to balance it out and allow the developers time to celebrate. You got to respect the developers more than this, because this is incredibly disrespectful. Not just the developers, but the people you're giving awards to. Like, for instance, this also happened to Sven. Sven, okay? The guy behind the indie studio that produced Baldur's Gate 3. The guy who went in there in full plate armor, being ushered off stage. Like, motherfucker, he's uncomfortable enough wearing full plate armor. What do you mean you're ushering him off stage, telling him to wrap it up? He just won the most important award of the evening. That's insane. So yeah, they need to fix that shit. They need to balance it. They need to, yeah. That's the other thing. Like Gaijin is saying, the funds to produce this thing has got to be insane. Like, you think a show like this can be produced and broadcasted for free without, you know, having advertisement money behind it? You can't do that. Where do you guys think money comes from? This almost reminds me of the situation with Mr. Beast, where he did that video where he was able to heal 1,000 people that had problems with their sight. Some of them were straight up blind. I don't think all of them were blind, but it doesn't matter. He was able to basically heal. I mean, by heal, I mean medicine. It's not like he casted mass heal or something, but he was able to heal blindness for 1,000 people. And the comment section of that video and the reaction in social media was like, this, oh my God, he's just doing it for the views. Who cares? 1,000 people got to watch, got to see. Like, what the fuck? So it's like, it's one of those situations where, you know, you got to take the good with the bad. I mean, you cancel this show, there's no celebration at all. That's pretty much the way it goes. If you cancel this, then, I mean, there's a couple of more award shows that very few people actually give a crap about. Let's be real, right? That's the thing. But I definitely think that tone down the celebrities. Like I said, for this year, the only celebrity that made sense to be on stage was Matthew McConaughey. That made sense because Matthew McConaughey was working on the Exodus game. That makes sense. That's fine. But like, Jordan Peele didn't need to be there. Kojima didn't need to be on stage to announce something that was a non-announcement. Let's be real. OD, what do we know about it? Nothing. There's like two faces speaking words. Nothing. There was almost nothing there. Oh, it's going to be a horror game. Okay. And it's like 15 minutes go by of him glazing Kojima and Jordan Peele. All right. He called them the two goats, which was interesting. The two goats. Because it's not like that has the same sentiment as the goat. When you say two goats, it's a little bit different, you know? I kind of feel like it doesn't have the same sentiment. But yeah, you know, that's the way that I feel about it. I feel like, is it perfect? No. Can it be improved? Yes. Is it a terrible show? Fuck no. I still had a lot of fun that night, and I don't think that just completely crapping all over the show is valid. Anyway, next up, I want to talk about the announcements that captured my attention the most. You guys ready for this? So, let's get things started. So the Sega one I actually put this thing in here because I don't know exactly when this one was shown. Most of these are under chronological order. Some of them are not, so it's a little bit of a mixed bag. But anyways, the Sega thing was interesting to me because of two things. So let's watch it real quick.
Let me reintroduce you.
Oh right, I had this muted for a reason. They used friggin' rap music. So there's a Jet Set Radio remake, not remake, but like a new Jet Set Radio type game, a new Streets of Rage type game, a new Shinobi game, which I don't know, like, I don't know if you guys know, I actually used to play Shinobi back in the day because I had a Game Gear. I had a Game Gear and I had a Mega Drive. So I actually played a decent chunk of Shinobi. It was really good. I liked Shinobi. So they're making a new Shinobi game, a new Streets of Rage, a new Jet Set Radio, which personally Jet Set Radio is not really my speed, but like, and then this friggin' Golden Axe, dude. When I saw Golden Axe, I was like, what the hell? A new Golden Axe game. Now, whether it's going to be good or not, who the hell knows? But I'm here for it. I'm going to play that dwarf with the big axe, and they're also doing a crazy taxi game. So, you know, if you're into these games, then maybe you enjoyed that. But like for me, out of this announcement, here's what I want. I want Golden Axe and Streets of Rage. I don't know if you guys played Streets of Rage back in the day, but it was awesome. Also, give me a second. Somebody's calling me. Okay. Like I was saying, like Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, friggin' awesome. Ruri on the phone with Miyazaki getting Elden Ring DLC information. Exactly. But okay, so this was like first announcement. I mean, not the first announcement. The first announcement was actually this one. So this one I thought looked really cool. So let's go ahead and watch it again.
Blown.
This is Windblown. Yay, weapons! Dude, I love this. The way that the gore. Zoom. Whoosh. See you later, Gaijin. Have a good one, buddy. Looks great, but where's the gameplay? It was right here. Missed it? There's only a little bit of it, but there's gameplay of it right here. This is gameplay. So it's going to be like isometric, top-down, looks like 3-player co-op. I'm assuming it's going to be some type of a roguelike situation with bosses and stuff like that. And you're going to be able to play with your friends. But it looks interesting. I'm not sure if I will play it or not, but I was just saying, like, this is one of those that kind of, like, caught my attention, basically. especially because this is also by the developers of Dead Cells, is also important. But yeah. Now another one was this one. This is Exodus, and basically I get some serious Mass Effect vibes from this. That's why I'm kind of interested.
The first ever look at Exodus.
Max, we need to head back.
Hold on, I'm getting a reading.
Max!
Wait!
Max!
Archetype Entertainment.
What she found that day was a
What have these
miracle.
guys worked on, actually?
It would be our salvation to fight against the Celestials, humanity's greatest enemy.
This is it.
They found us.
Tom! Stay down!
Like, I think the combat for this could be friggin' awesome.
The Celestials hunted us down.
But again, we mostly have, you know,
I knew
cinematic
they'd
stuff.
keep chasing us until they ripped our ship apart. And I had to save her. I led them away from this world, away from her. We both knew the cost of using the gates. When you travel at light speed, time slows to a crawl. It was only days for me, but an entire lifetime passed for her. And in the chaos of those final moments, we never said goodbye.
No! Come with me! Wait! Please! Tom! I love you.
Our service, our sacrifice, discovers worlds, seeds hope, breaks empires. We are the travelers.
I'm gonna have to mute it there because, you know, obviously. But yeah, you guys get the idea, right? Like, I think this looks pretty cool, and if it channels a little bit of Mass Effect, which according to Miss Atomic Giggles, this studio is a new studio of ex-BioWare devs under Wizards of the Coast. So apparently they formed up just for this. Like, I was actually looking up their website. For development studio located in Austin, Texas, led by industry veterans from BioWare, 343, Electronic Arts, Naughty Dog, and other AAA studios. Interesting. Backed by Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro. We offer unique development experience. So it's like 343, I'm not a big fan. Those are the guys currently behind Halo. Electronic Arts, it's a bit of a mixed bag. There are some people that are good, some people that are bad. Naughty Dog, if it's the Uncharted team, they're awesome. I mean, hell, Naughty Dog are just awesome. It's just the people behind the story of Last of Us 2 is kind of pathetic. But other than that, yeah, you know, I'm excited to see what this turns out to be. Let's just put it like that. So this one instantly on my radar the moment I saw it. Were you excited for any of these games besides Monster Hunter Wilds? The announcements that I'm showing you are the games that I'm excited for. So it's like there are more announcements than the ones I'm showing you. I'm just showing you the ones that I'm excited for. The original Mass Effect writer? Oh, dude, I definitely gotta play that game, bro. The original Mass Effect was friggin' awesome. Awesome, dude. No excuses. Mass Effect 1 and 2, amazing. 3, also very good, all the way up until the end. I mean, even the end didn't bother me that much. I know it bothered a lot of people. I also enjoyed Mass Effect 3 quite a bit. Andromeda, on the other hand, is like, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, it was rough. But the combat on Andromeda was pretty good. The combat was actually legit, which is interesting because very few people actually talk about the positive aspects of Andromeda, almost as if they just took a dump on it because it was popular to take a dump on it. I still enjoyed parts of Andromeda, even though it definitely had some serious fucking issues. Boy!
You are certain you remember nothing of this place?
Oh, nothing that would help us.
Master thyself.
Tell me, brother, why exactly are we doing this?
I must face this.
No shame in what just happened. It's all part of the process. Let's go again.
So it seems to be some type of roguelike mode or something. I forgot what were the combos that I was using. Look at that beastly Cyclops. It's a roguelite apparently. Yep. So this comes out tomorrow. I might stream this, depending on... Actually, no, tomorrow I can't stream. Tomorrow I can't stream. Because tomorrow I have something else that I'm doing. But I will stream this at some point.
There's a very nice...
But this was really cool that they just announced this free DLC comes out next week, which in this case is actually tomorrow, but you guys get the point, right? So this was exciting. I want to play this. And another one that was announced, even though for some reason it wasn't in the Game Awards channel, but they announced this as well. This one's not free, however. This one you got to pay for.
So much come to my attention, and I'll be damned if I know what to make of it.
Some sort of crystal.
Enlightened souls forged great and terrible weapons called the iconoclasts, from which icons derive their name, and turned them against each other in the Magitech War.
It seems somebody's woken this place up. The question is, who? What the hell is an iconoclastic defense system? I've a feeling we're about to find out. And that we will not like the answer.
Then we better cut this short.
Welcome, my friends, to Mysidia.
Echoes of the Fallen and the Rising Tide. So, Echoes of the Fallen became available instantly. Now, I wanted to actually stream this last night. So, I actually bought the DLC yesterday because, you know, I've been sick and all that. I haven't been able to stream. But last night I was like, I feel good enough to stream today. And I was going to stream this last night, but I can't. And you guys are like, what do you mean you can't? I can't because I'm halfway through Final Fantasy mode, and you need to be at the end of the game to play this. So Echoes of the Fallen requires you to be right before the final boss, and I never finished Final Fantasy mode, so I'm not there, which kind of sucks. So it's like, I could have played it on normal, but I would lose a lot of progress, like, because I still have my save file from normal, so I can play it on normal, but I'll lose a bunch of the progress that I've already made. So I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to play through the entirety of Final Fantasy mode, and then eventually, when I get here, maybe I'll stream it, maybe I won't, we'll see how it is. But basically, I can't stream this right now because I need to finish the game again in order to get to the point where I can stream this. So, you know. Waiting for DLC 2 to come out so that I can binge to. Yeah, Yeah, it's like I'm gonna play the second one as well. For like, I'm gonna play everything that they put out on this game, 1,000,000%. I'm losing hair just by hearing you talk about it. This DLC is full of spoilers. I feel bad for those who couldn't play before now. You mean the trailer? I didn't notice any major spoilers in the trailer. Well, I get. Oh, actually, yeah. Actually, no, never mind. It's because I finished the game, so it's like I don't see any spoilers. Oh yeah, right. Josh was there. Oops. Oh man. Anyway, the next announcement was this one.
I've dreamt of this.
Play this bad boy on my new PC when it comes out.
This place of fear and fury. Do you hear it? The heartbeat of the lost ones. I can feel them
30
on my
FPS,
skin.
not on PC.
Each death, inked in blood. I won't stop fighting for them. Until the very last beat fades away.
This is gonna be so good. I love the original was amazing.
You want the truth?
I was
All
very
the lives
impressed.
inside me tell me to let go.
No, this does not play like Horizon meets Dark
The
Souls.
shadow will always
This is a
hang
very
over
unique
me.
gameplay. I don't think I'd be able to compare it. How long has this game been in development? Too long. But I'm an apologist of let them cook.
What will I become?
2024. We didn't even get a date for it, so probably second semester, I would imagine. But yeah, this one's another one of the ones that I'm interested in playing. Now, this one's going to come out of left field, I feel like, because this game, I saw a summary of, like, the announcements. This game wasn't even on there. Like, people just like, well, whatever, what is that game? Nobody cares. But this one I find interesting.
My sister fair, she sings like morning. My sister true, she laughs like noon. My sister grace, she drowned the sea.
Oh, this is from the same people that make Ori? I don't know, it just jumped to it just instantly grabbed me. I didn't even know it was the guys who made Ori. I mean, he might have said it at the Game Awards, but I didn't remember afterwards. Just the art style is very striking, I like it.
And our prayers came back like a little lost lamb, dying so that we
Yep, they do say it. But I kept remembering it afterwards, and it wasn't because it was the Ori team. It just looks like a really cool game. Visually, looks nice. The gameplay looks cool. The animations are on point.
for
It's called No Rest for the Wicked.
Our prayers came back like a voice in the dark, unanswered, but not quite the same.
No Rest for the Wicked. So we're going to learn more on March 1st, so you don't have to worry too much about this one releasing soon. Then it's like, look, guys, I grew up with this shit, all right? I grew up with this. I want to play this. I grew up with Dragon Ball, bro. Look at this. This looks fucking amazing.
Tremble before my power! I'll show you the horrors of hell.
I wish I had the Portuguese voices though, because I grew up with the dub. Oh, break the heavens. Sparking Zero. It looks legit, dude. It looks legit. Yeah, this one's coming out 2024. Oh, it was
November 18th.
It was instantly starting another one. Now, this next one, I've played a recent one that they've... I don't remember what was the name of the one that I played recently. What was the one that I played recently? Well, I say recently. It was probably like 1 or 2 years ago on the channel. I forget which one it was, but I did play one.
Some time.
Jet rules indeed, Razek. This game just looks so cozy. Yeah, it's Visions of Mana. I hope it doesn't come out close to other major games, because otherwise it's going to be hard for me to play it. Like, it looks good, right? I like that. Just keep watching, Skete, you'll find out. Okay, so I've been asked, how am I going to cover this game? And the truth is, I don't know.
It is
I'm interested,
time
but I have
marches
no
to
idea.
the beat of a drum. A fleeting moment can feel like a lifetime for those caught in its deadly rhythm. And a lifetime can pass in the blink of an eye for anyone embracing its bitter end. The only thing we know for sure is that time marches forward.
Even if we are apart, still we are one.
Without hesitation, without remorse.
Like, this looks really good. This looks
If
very
the drum drives the rhythm, then the river directs the flow.
Let's do this together.
How many mountains
I like the
must you
gunslinger.
move to
I want to
alter
play a
the
samurai
rhythm
with a
of
gun.
Let us not forget the pain of Master Shoin and the countless others who have suffered. As the smoke rises, so shall we.
So...
rumor is, our elders will sacrifice their partner for duty. So which of you will do the deed?
So this is the problem right here, okay? See, this date's already taken. There's only like one other game that could potentially cause me to question this date, and that game would be Monster Hunter. And Monster Hunter is only coming out in 2025. So, sorry, Rise of Ronin. Feels bad. It is what it is. But Dragon's Dogma 2, listen, ain't nobody touching the date of Dragon's Dogma 2. It's just not happening, bro. You know how many years I've waited for Dragon's Dogma? How many years I've been singing the praises of the original Dragon's Dogma, telling people, no, you're wrong. Dragon's Dogma is friggin' amazing. And if you don't play Dragon's Dogma, you have no idea what you're missing. How many years? How many years, bro? How dare you release this on the same day? No, it's not happening. So this one's going to take a back seat. This one's going to have to take a back seat. Just don't sleep and cover both. See, Dylan J, here's the situation. And I think that a lot of people aren't even aware. I think that a lot of people aren't even aware. It's not even about sleep. It's not about sleep at all. My sleep schedule does not prevent me from covering games. It's not even remotely close to that. The only thing that prevents me from being able to cover these two games simultaneously, because I could, but I have two children. My oldest is 8. My youngest is 5. They're at the age where they need me a lot. So I just don't have as much time as I used to create content. I don't. I wish I could. I literally can't. And it has nothing to do with sleep, because I have no problem sleeping less, organizing my schedule around covering multiple video games. But I'm a parent now. It's straight up not happening. Yeah, a lot of people forget, Shiv. A lot of people forget that I have 2 children. And that is the main reason. Like, if you've ever seen me in a situation where, Rurikhan hasn't uploaded a video in like 3 days, one of 2 things has happened. Either I'm really friggin' sick, or I'm taking care of my kids. That's it. Yeah, in 10 years, I can do whatever I want. The kids are going to be like, yeah, Dad, you're lame. Dad, you're so old. You're so lame. I'm going to be 50. But yeah, that's another one. And then this one currently does not conflict with anything, so this one should be almost guaranteed.
Yearn to ascend, yet fame still holds sway. Their glory fades through time in tombs of somber gray. You too want to be an immortal?
This may be Gotti. Nah, bro. Dragon's Dogma 2 is Gotti. This can be pretty good, though.
Are there more good folks in the world or bad?
More good, of course.
Then why is there always suffering? And why do the bad folks always win?
I think this might be the first English
goodness without teeth punishes not. It only foments evil. Cleanse the world with blood and grow lotuses in it. That is your destiny.
The scale of this looks impressive, though.
I, the keeper of the New West, welcome the Destined One.
The Destined One who doesn't even know what he's destined for? Those old rascals, they surely know how to name.
Tell me then, is
I'm destined for extermination!
You're driven by glory, not destiny.
So this is the face of the destined one. It will fit me just as well.
Bathed in blood, yet preaching peace. Oh, you mortals, pray enlighten me. What justifies your superiority? Sweet destiny.
This looks awesome, dude. I like that it is on August 20th because currently there's nothing else there. So that's good. Now, this one I'm not sure if I'm interested in yet. It caught my attention, but this is a maybe because of the publisher. The publisher of this next one is Nexon, and therefore, if this game has a multiplayer component, I'm going to be like, because Nexon brutally over monetizes their shit. So, yeah, the monetization is going to get egregious. If, however, it's a single player game, we'll see. We'll see. But it looks interesting.
Finally, I found you. Trampled by the one you trusted. Abandoned from your king. You thought you were a hero. Now, you are just one of us.
This is no ordinary ghost. You'll have to risk your life.
First Berserker Kazan. Now again, I don't know if this is going to be multiplayer or not. It looks interesting, but we'll see. We shall see. Now, I mean, the next one, I'm not really going to show the thing because this was like this was a musical piece that they've played. This is for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I just included it in here because they mentioned it at the Game Awards, and I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I actually don't want to watch it because I want to go in as blind as possible. So, you know, just know that I'm going to be playing this game when it comes out. Okay, I'm interested in it, yes, but we don't need to watch this. And then finally, probably the thing that I was not expecting and one of the most exciting things in here, and I know people are going to be mad. People are going to be big mad, but I'm super excited for this. I don't give a fuck. This is Light No Fire.
Now.
As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to be making a full video analyzing the trailer. the Rathalos. Actually, I should have muted this. I don't even know if this is, if I can show this music. Yeah, because unfortunately, copyright is a thing. Yeah, I think that this looks really good. I am very interested when you apply the technology from No Man's Sky into just making one planet so that you have density as opposed of, you know, every planet's kind of the same. Yeah, exactly. This is my second favorite trailer behind Monster Hunter. Same thing for me, Rebrook. Same thing for me. And then Sean Murray just instantly comes out and he's like, okay, Sean, don't overpromise. Just say we've been working on something and show some clips. I'm making Earth! Okay, Sean, we don't want to overhype people, so maybe just an Earth-sized game! Sean, I think Oceans! Fantasy RPG elements! Big chunky dragons! Tiny evil skeletons! Oh, man. Come to think of it, why aren't there more Monster Hunter type games? There are. There's plenty of them. You have Dauntless. You have God Eater. You have... There's even more. I'm not going to remember all of them now. But, like, one of the best ones, unfortunately, is, like, dying over on the Vita because nobody will fucking port it because they're cowards. Sony fucking talking about making 12 live service games? Fucking remaster Soul Sacrifice. Cowards. Toki then, yeah. Wild Hearts. Bro, give me Soul Sacrifice, bro. Just give me Soul Sacrifice. Soul Sacrifice. Ifrit 19, I'm interested in those games. I'm probably not going to be able to cover them because Persona 3 Reloaded comes out right after, immediately after Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which I'm going to play Grand Blue. Listen, I've been waiting for Grand Blue Fantasy Relink for over 5 years now, I think. Actually, maybe 6. Ever since I've heard of Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, I've been wanting to play that game. And it's finally coming out. You better believe I'm going to play the brakes off of that bitch. So the fact that Persona 3 Reloaded comes out on the next day, yep, not going to be able to play that. So that's the situation with Persona 3. As for Metaphor ReFantasio, I'm not sure when it lands. I'm not sure if I'll have time. Because, like, JRPGs are a massive time commitment. And as a streaming game, it's very hard to finish. Because usually what happens is, like, I'll start playing a JRPG, and because of my scatterbrain, I'll be like, oh, I want to do all the side quests in the JRPG. And then by the time I'm done, another game will have come out that I need to before I'm done, I mean long before I'm done, another game comes out that I need to cover because it takes so long. That's the problem. It's a vicious cycle. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all of the announcements from the Game Awards. I can pull up my document where I can show you guys the things that I'm going to be paying attention to. I think it's this one, right? Yeah. These are all the things that I'm paying attention to. In case you guys are curious. I can actually just increase the... Damn it. I use text editors a lot. So it's like, Enshrouded is not a big... Wait, why does this say 24th of February? This has to be wrong. I think Enshrouded is like January. This is like January. Pretty sure. But it's like, I'm probably going to check this out. This is not a big deal. It's just like a filler game. It looks like a fun little game, but like, this one's going to be the big first game that I want to cover next year. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Helldivers is going to be rough because this is going to be my priority. I want to play the brakes off of this game, okay? This is my big game. I want to play the fuck out of this. Then, eventually I want to touch up on Helldivers a little bit, but naturally we need to finish this up before this comes around. Because this is going to be the next big game. I want to play the breaks off of this game. And then we have Dragon's Dogma 2. And this is like, when this game comes out, forget content. It's just streams. I don't care. I'm just playing the game. That's it. That's the content. After Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out, that's the content. I'm playing this game. That's it. That's the whole thing the channel's about. There's nothing else. Nothing else exists. Then we have eventually Black Myth Wukong in August, Space Marine, and then there's a bunch of games that are going to be coming out. Oh yeah, I can put this one in here now, because this one got a release date. The wrong one. So, Rise of Ronin, rest in piss. I don't know, whenever I'm done with Dragon's Dogma, maybe I'll pick it up, we'll see. Eventually Black Myth Wukong, Space Marine 2 I want to check out. Elden Ring DLC, when's that coming out? I want to play that. Crimson Desert, if that comes out, I want to play that too. Path of Exile 2, sure. Hellblade Senua 2, which we currently don't have a date. It's just 2024. Avowed, supposedly 2024 as well. Hyper Light Breaker. I don't know if this one has a date. Another Crab's Treasure. Listen, guys, I don't know about this game. Flintlock, we'll see depending on the date. We Kill Monsters. I even forget what this one is, but I want to play it too. Banishers, Lost Soul Aside, Metaphor, Refantasia. See, I have it here, so like I'm monitoring it. Kunitsugami, if that comes out. Blight Survival, I'm interested. No, listen. I'm playing Dawn Trail. I don't give a fuck. I might take a vacation. If you guys don't want to watch it, I'll be like, okay, you don't want to watch it? Okay, bye. See ya. Goodbye. I'm playing Dawn Trail. I don't give a fuck. This is Final Fantasy XIV. I also want to play The War Within. These are marked Unleashed because this is probably going to be content for my other YouTube channel. Ayuden Chronicle. Again, it's a JRPG. I don't know if I'll have time to play it. I might potentially play Last Epoch. I want to play Exodus. But then again, Exodus doesn't even have a release date, so who knows. This one's going to be, if we cover it, it's going to be soon. Kamuri might be interesting. Doesn't have a date yet. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I don't know how much coverage I'll do on that. Visions of Mana, again, depends on the date. Rise of Ronin, I already put it up there. OD. I don't even know if I'm playing OD or not. Because I did like Death Stranding. I know a lot of people didn't like it. I liked it. First Berserker Kazan. We'll see. Light, no fire. I definitely want to play the break side of this game. I want to play this as well. I'm currently playing Final Fantasy XVI off stream so that I can finish the game again, so that I can get to the DLC. No Rest for the Wicked and Windblown. So we'll see. We'll see. This is where we're at. You will stream the expansion? You're gonna force me? Is that what's happening? But anyway, team, that's pretty much all that I had planned for this stream. It's a short one because Jeff Keighley's waving at me from the door. He's saying that I gotta wrap it up. I just wanted to go over the Game Awards, give you guys a summary of the things that I'm more interested in, all of that jazz. Kind of like an abridged version, talk about the drama, all of that stuff. But for now, that is going to be it. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button. It really helps me out. I really appreciate it when you guys hit that like button. Thank you. Thank you all very much. I'm going to be calling it here. I'll see you all later. Stay strong. Stay safe. Peace out.